What's happening? Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. It's 2025, yo.
Yeah, I know. We're here with Susan. We got Brooks in the back here. Obviously, Brian T. Fredrickson. We're excited. This is our first podcast of the year. I was hoping to do one last year, but not last year. Obviously, we did one last year. I meant last week because technically that was the first Wednesday. But oh man,
I said no.
I didn't even come in. I was like, man, I had all these dreams and all these plans of coming in and getting caught up and doing paperwork and having peace in the office. I just never went in. I didn't even want to wake up on New Year's.
No. How often do you actually take time off, Brian?
Yeah, it was forced. We actually worked the day after, and then I think Monday or something of New Year's. But other than that, you've been busy, Susan. I feel like we went from talking twice a day to a couple weeks apart of not talking every couple of days, and I feel like
I've been on the road and taking care of business. And I think it was last Friday you called me, and I was still really busy, and you were like, "Listen, I haven't talked to you in 2 weeks. I've given you your space. I'll call you tomorrow because we have work to do." And this mofo called me on a Saturday and a Sunday and gave me a list of instructions, things that needed to be done. And of course, I vetoed half the wild ideas he came up with over the holiday.
I got to go sell some domains and crazy crap that I bought just for these ideas and stuff. That's what happens. I get left alone. That's because you weren't there to, normally I could call you. I'd have that conversation in the morning saying, hey, what do you think of this? You'd shoot me down. Instead, you weren't there to shoot me down on it. So I went out and created websites and,
You probably had them all designed and everything. All you had to hit was go. And I was like, not today, Satan.
You got a new car. That's one thing.
Not by choice, but I love it.
Was that a Christmas present or what?
No, it was if I don't do this right now, I will be so upside down on a car that probably doesn't work. And when I traded it in to the Hyundai dealership, they're like, oh, this car is in great working condition. But when I brought it to Buick, they told me it's $4,000 to fix it.
Oh, man.
And in 6 months, it'll be another $4,000.
Hyundai dealership. Oh. Do they sell Maseratis at the Hyundai dealership now? Is that what?
I know I'm not joking. It's got a third row and everything. Leather seats. I'm like, it talks to me. I'm like, bruh.
Yeah. I think I was telling you, even the most basic car they sell now at a Hyundai anywhere, it doesn't really matter. It's 10 times more upgraded than what we're used to driving. It's every year it's more and more technology in those things.
No, seriously, it does everything. I can turn it on from my cell phone right now. I can take pictures all around it. I'm like, who needs that? But I mean, I guess I need it now, right?
Are y'all live?
Yeah, we're live. We're live.
Okay.
Hey, Michael. Welcome to 2025.
How's your New Year's been?
It's been great.
Has it?
Yeah, got the microphone in front of my face.
Oh, shoot. Let's move that back. Scoot in here, man. Let's move over a little bit.
All right.
Man, I noticed all the podcasts kept going during the last 2 weeks, even if they did some recap episodes, even Finscribe Friday showed up on a Tuesday one day, and I was confused. I was like, what day of the week is it?
Yeah. Were they a lot of recaps? I disconnected a little bit. I probably wasn't even posting as much on social media, which people probably still think I was, but it was nice to take the short weeks. I mean, at first I was complaining that it was a Wednesday when all the holidays hit, but it actually forced us to take a couple extra days off. But what do we got going this year, Susan? I know you unloaded a lot of stuff on me, and you said we want to get the schedule going. You even said it. You're like, man, there's so much stuff. You're like, I got to know so I can plan stuff with my kid if I'm going to be traveling, get cheaper airline tickets. What was all that about?
I'm tired of last minute, on a Friday, you saying, hey, you're going to be here Monday, right? Bro, that's killing me. That's killing me, bro.
That's
seriously.
how we roll. That's how we roll. Sometimes we don't know where we're going to be until that morning.
I mean, I love that. I love that about us. We really are still the Cowboys of the Wild Wild West, for real. But
we go where we're needed. We go where we're needed. All right. There's Michaela. What's up, Michaela? We're gonna be seeing her next week, January. I don't know.
I'm so jealous.
Yeah. So what do we got on the schedule? I know what's the
do you want to start with the schedule, or do we want to do?
Oh, I don't ever follow your instructions, do I? Is that
My instructions are what would Brian and Sean say?
I know, but Sean's out here. But you know what? Let's you're right. Let's stick to the schedule.
What would Brian and Sean say?
And I gave you some softballs here. I'm going to read them to you. I think you're going to love them.
So you mean I'm gonna have to answer these? Okay, you get to read them.
Yes.
Okay.
So Jordan Tesher, he's an all-star contributor on the Fence Industry Only page. Thank you so much. He has a diesel that's always been regular fuel. A worker put red one in one day, and then red never goes in his pickups, so not a mix-up. What's the protocol here? So I've never put the wrong gas in a car, but I was always told if you did it one time, it's okay.
Well, it's interesting because he says regular fuel. I mean, I don't know if he's thinking unleaded. Obviously, I don't make regular in a long time, but I think he's thinking regular diesel opposed to red, which would be like farm,
like DEF or
farm diesel, farm diesel or something.
Don't get caught.
Yeah, I mean, it's obvious, because they sell diesel to farms and stuff that's not to be used on the highway. So a lot of our taxes, the reason the gas is and the diesel everything's so high is it's a lot of road taxes and fuel taxes and things. So if he's talking about putting regular fuel in a diesel truck, then the protocol is don't start your truck. You leave it where it's at, tow it back, and drain that tank before you start it. Because once you run that regular fuel through your diesel, you're got pretty expensive repairs. So the protocol is just don't even start it if somebody makes the mistake. I've had them do that before at the gas station. The guys call and say, "Hey, we actually put the wrong fuel in." I don't think you could put diesel in regular, but you can. The regular nozzle will fit in a diesel hole because it's a different size, but that would be the protocol, would be don't even start it if that's the question he asked. But then he went on, Jordan went on to say worker put in red one day, which I'm assuming is farm or non-highway fuel. And if that's the case, you just don't want to get caught with it. I don't know enough to know if it smokes or anything differently, but I don't think so. Mm-hmm. So I don't think you'd notice the difference, but run that out as quick as you can. Right? And put regular diesel in, because if you get busted, and I don't know if they even check that stuff around here. I've never had anybody in my life say check it, but I'm sure if they did, it's a pretty good size fine. So
I bet they're just checking semi trucks and stuff like that, but I could be wrong.
Maybe at one of those check stations, or something. Yeah,
way station.
Yeah, but I've known people in the past who've told me that they get farm fuel and put it in their vehicles, but I don't think the fine or getting caught would be worth the savings. Unless you're buying a lot, I guess. But I don't know. I wonder what the price difference is. Hey, it's
pretty substantial.
Is it? Somebody chime in and we'll post that in a little bit. Auto tune. Elijah said that's auto tune.
That's me, Elijah.
So anyway, I hope that answered the question. If you put gas in a diesel engine, don't run it. Drain the tank. Hopefully you didn't cause any damage. You could fire it up after that with a nice big full tank of diesel. It dilutes whatever might have been in there enough. If a worker puts the wrong, puts farm fuel in, get rid of it. Run it through real quick, or legally, I guess I should say drain it, get it out of your tank. You're not supposed to drive on the highway with it.
No,
there you go.
I got a Honda Accord that smokes just a little bit. Does anybody out there? No, I'm just kidding. This is all of a sudden like diesel check.
Diesel check in your Honda.
Hey, welcome to Diesel Show. Any diesel questions you got? Ask us. We're the diesel guys.
Man.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah.
Okay, so I got West Fence and Deck here. Oh, hold on. Elijah said he had to replace an engine and a skid steer because we got water, and a diesel fuel system because they put gas in it. Oh.
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. You gotta the protocol, don't start that engine. You put anything other than diesel in it, because it's any repairs to a diesel is expensive. If not, like he said, replacing the whole damn engine, right? But okay, so West Fence and Deck, I see them all the time. And by the way, these questions came from where?
Fence Industry Only page
on Facebook. Yeah, so
on Facebook. So it says, has anyone ever dug up buried money or dinosaur bones? I just want to know what the craziest thing you ever dug up was.
What I've ever dug up?
Yeah.
Gosh.
Fiber optic.
Fiber optic cable. I think the only thing is that, one time I was out on a project. We had Bobcat out there and we were digging, and I don't know if this is crazy or not, but when you call in the utility companies, we have I'm sure everybody has 811 everywhere. They mark only utilities coming into the property. They don't mark private lines, and even some of that going, once it's a little further in. So I had a crew out there with a Bobcat with a big old auger attachment on it, and it went down and hit one of the lines that was connecting the light posts in between the parking lot, and it just sat there and just ting, 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 just sucked wire up from like 6 lights, and it was just wrapped around like a big ball around the auger bit, but. Other than that, I think they're kind of thinking if we found dinosaur bunny or bones, but I guess if I found a dinosaur bone or buried money, I probably would stop building fence, right?
Right.
Go sell that stuff.
What up, Craig?
Hopefully, it's a lot of money. Out here, maybe it's some old casino owners or mob money buried or something. I don't know. But
Yeah.
that's a good question. Anybody else found anything crazy? Let us know. I personally have never found anything other than like a tin can or, you know what I mean? Just some stupid stuff that'd be in the ground.
What about you, Michael Brooks? I know you love digging holes.
I found this.
You didn't dig a hole, though. That was just on the side of the gate.
Oh, yeah. I found a bad wheel today. Yesterday.
We got Craig S. Eubanks in the house. What's up, man? Good evening. That's Fence Guy Friday.
Fence Guy Friday.
Tune in for Fence Guy Friday. Hopefully, I answered the question. I haven't found anything. Yeah. Anybody else tune in, and we'll post that up there in the comments. If somebody says they found something crazy, tell us your craziest thing you found. Maybe we'll throw it up on Fence Industry Only or my Fence Life page too. What do we got? Ben Simon's tuning in here too. What's he saying?
He says, hey guys, wondering since you got Mr. Brooks on here, the gate expert on hand there, wondering if you'd take a pop fly question. Of course we will. I'd love to know what the consensus is on the Buckeye vertical pivot operators. The Buckeye is, hold on, that's the auto gate style, correct?
That's a Brooks question there.
Oh, yes, it is.
Yes. I've sold many of those operators and had really great success with them and long lives. What about you, sir?
As long as they don't get hit by semi trucks, you're good.
Well, yeah.
I like them, man. Easy installs.
Easy install. They send it to you already built.
Yeah, you got an operator pad.
You lay it down.
You got a crane or something out there. But once you get it down, it's all, they build those gates. You tell them what weight you want. I mean, I've seen them obviously out here. We did one of them at a Storage One complex. It used to be all storage ones out here. I like them.
They even connect all the safeties in advance.
Yeah. Have you installed any?
No. We don't have. It seems very popular for the last market that I was in for storage units, just because you're limited on space. You want to literally talk about maximizing every square inch of a property. Storage spaces are good for that. But we don't have a bad weather issue, so there's no need to do it there, just so you don't have wheels going across the ground. And then the last market that I was in, space was not an issue. So there was not very many need for that.
Yep. And there's Robert Evers,
AutoGate operator. AutoGate will be at the Fence Show in October. Yeah, they secured their space today.
Did they? I didn't even see that. That's awesome. That's good. I know we've been talking to them. They've been a big supporter of what we're doing. We got some circuit boards and stuff in, from them. We had a whole care package. I think a bunch of hats and things.
Is that the first year they've been, or were they there before?
They walked the floor the first year. Last year, they had another engagement at the same time, so they couldn't make it. And this year, they're going to go ahead and build a second demo so that they can do our show, because our show lands at the same time as some of the access control events.
Yeah.
Later in the year.
There's so much going on now. It's like you just got to pick your dates and go, because there's always something else going. So we got Robert Evers. If you don't know who he is, AutoGate operator. You know a few things or two about Robert Evers. Awesome guy. He's a smooth operator. That guy.
He's one of two smooth operators.
So if you get a chance, check out their podcast, Two Smooth Operators.
All this masculinity in one podcast. I don't know if I can handle it. Oh, damn.
What time is it?
What's up, Robert?
So Ben Simons, man, we appreciate you asking the question. Awesome, man. Thanks.
And I got one more question for us. It's Tony Epling. He's a rising contributor, which means he's kind of new to the group. It says, how long should it take to install 5,300 foot of 7-foot chain link? So I know that's very dependent on where you're located. So if you're Brian located in Las Vegas, what y'all plan on 200 feet a day?
Well, I think, I think it changed. If a 7 foot tall, you're probably, I figure it in truck days. So when I figure it's a little bit different, I'll figure, multiple crews. So if I had to figure that job, I'd probably take the 5,300 feet. I'd divide it by about 150 feet. And it looks like that came to 35 days. So I'd probably throw about 40 days in that thing, just as a starting point when I'm working up the bid. And I'd figure 40 truck days, which would be a truck and 2 guys. And is that what he said? 4 to 5 weeks?
4 to 5 weeks.
That's crazy.
Is that what he said?
Yeah, he says what it says right there. But that's
about 37 days is what he chose. But yeah.
and I just said 35 to 40. So we're probably all about the same. When it comes to chain, the one thing nice about chain link is anybody that does a lot of chain link, if you get companies that bid a lot of chain link, we're consistent when it comes to, we know how long it takes for chain link fences to go in. And if you got, you don't even need tons of experienced guys. You get one good experienced guy with a couple of helpers that don't have as much, and you're going to get about the same production. You get 2 experienced guys. Chain link is consistent. We love it.
How long a roll will you buy? Do they come in like 500 feet or 1,000 feet or?
I still buy 50-foot rolls and roll it out the old fashioned way. But if you want to get like Easy G makes a nice cage, wire hog, I think it's called. Somebody can correct me on that. And they'll get like, I think you get those in 100-foot rolls. Somebody fill me in on that too. It should be 100-foot rolls you can get for the Easy G.
But you have to have the machine that goes onto your Bobcat.
Well, yeah, hooks up your Bobcat or, some piece of equipment, and you can go, and that's pretty nice because it just kind of stretches it for you almost as it's going, and then you just got to tighten it up, and it kind of rolls it out up while it's rolls it out while it's up. So
I wonder what the tipping point for that is. Like how much when's the opportunity that you buy it? Like how many feet do you go, okay, well that would justify actually doing it? I wonder, Billy, do you know how, if you had that machine, that Easy G machine, how long it would take to do it? Same thing? That'd be good to know. Yeah, I'm never going to do chain link.
I think it would speed it up. And I've been always talking about getting them. We do tons of chain link, but it's I think our average jobs are 500 feet and under. So
be justified.
Yeah, but and
it's
the ground
and
stuff
too.
Yeah, well, I think it'd be easy. Yeah, I think it'd be a lot easier with one of those. And you got to get somewhere.
Saying you can cut a whole week off your job if you had it.
Yeah, that's big. That's huge.
Yeah, that's a huge time saver. That's a bonus.
It may not have been as bad when we were paying everybody $8 an hour, but $30 an hour for your each guy on your crew a week is a lot.
Right.
Right. Yeah, like Elijah said, a lot of factors in chain link. I mean, again, I was just throwing a ball. Like if I had to give somebody a budget number, and then you'd start asking questions. Where is this thing? Can you access it? Can you drive along the property? Is it? We don't. Obviously, if there's any kind of prevailing wage, kind of labor rates and things like that.
Right.
So, I would throw that on there. Plus, that would be my starting point. Would be 40 days, and then I would start adding for variables that were a factor. Is there? How long's the travel time and the ground conditions, and we have cliche clauses for digging and things like that. So, good question though. Good question, but I think we're all pretty consistent.
I agree. I thought it was a fun one. Like I said, I gave you some softballs that I thought would work really nicely for you.
Making it easy on me, right? When I got, what I loved is when I went down, I got licensed in California. We've always been here in Las Vegas, right? So I wanted to expand and get the license in California just to have it. And I was in there, and everybody's like, "Man, this is a couple guys." I was going in to take the test, and there they test you for the business law and an actual trade exam. And the one guy I'm talking to, and he's like, "Man, I've taken this 3 times," and he's from California, and taking this 3 times. So my 3rd time taking it, and I'm like, "Oh man, that made me nervous now because I'm going in for the first time, right?" Mm-hmm. And I go in there, and I get why, because they do a lot of wood and vinyl and things down there, and I don't do all that. And almost all the questions were chain link.
Oh, yeah.
It was
Did you pass it?
Yeah, it was like,
oh,
I
wow.
passed it the first time. It was like Caltrans and all that stuff. So I'm like, chain link question. I'm like, love it.
Hey, Mary.
Your background.
We like your background, Mary.
There's a lot of JC Gurry signs behind me right now. There are a lot of JC Gurry signs back there. No wonder they like it.
Well, let's talk about when your next opportunity to see Mark and Mary Cobb are. Bam!
Yeah, that's true. Fence cruise. The very next time, if you want to bounce and kind of hop schnob and sit down and have a cocktail or dance with Mary or something, that's your chance.
You see, Mary, you and Mark are right up there next to Heather and me and Yadira and Brian and Sean.
Yep. Rub elbows with some celebrities. Mark and Mary from JC Gurry are going to be on the fence cruise, and we've been getting a bunch of calls right now. People saying, "Hey, how do I reserve it? How to reserve it?" Well, you don't reserve it online. You got to call the number that's on the screen as soon as some of the messages clear there, and ask for Megan. 800-819-3902 extension 83165. And the reason I'm saying it is because sometimes people are listening to this on one of the streaming channels that you stream this out to. So again, it's 800-819-3902 extension 83165. So
yes, I talked to Megan today. Space is filling up fast, so I need to find out if Michael Brooks is going. I know the consensus is nobody cares if he does, nobody cares if he doesn't.
All right, so this is Susan's phone call to me today. I'm like, I'm in the middle of teaching some guys how to freaking diagnose something, and she's like, so nobody really cares whether or not you're going. I just need to know whether you're going. I'm like, well, oh, great. That's like boost my ego. I'm ready to go then. So we'll see.
I guess we'll see. So it's still up in the air, right? I'm going. Robert Evers says he's going.
I'm going.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Hey, you can do a Too Smooth live operator from the cruise.
We could.
There's going to be Wi-Fi on there.
Yeah, but there's going to be Wi-Fi. But all I care about.
No, you do have to pay for Wi-Fi.
No,
there's Bluetooth.
No, we got that class coming up the 12th. I got to be ready for that.
Oh, that's what I was gonna. Yeah, that's what I was telling her. I'm like, you might want to double check because you might have some stuff to prep for because the very next chance.
Hold on though. Look how sweet Mary is. She said she cares and she wants Michael to go.
Oh,
there you go.
And JC Gurley, the whole team votes yes for Brooks.
I don't know. She sounds like she's been drinking or something.
Yeah. There you go. Mark Checker, I think she's having a stroke. Check it out.
Something's up with Mary.
Well, she's going to see me for a whole week, the week after that. So she might not have the same opinion.
And then, by the way, there is last time I checked, over 40 people interested in the Vinyl Fence networking event that's going to happen on the 8th. And it looks like it's going to happen now in Miami. Over 40 people have already expressed interest. And I said, if we get enough people, we'll make that happen. So everybody, let us know again, chime there, whatever we can do to get enough people, we get enough traction on it. We're going to make a networking event for everybody to talk about vinyl fencing, some vinyl fence manufacturers, distributors from the area in Miami and Florida around there. So if you're in the vinyl business,
in Miami.
Yep. And we'll have a location. Craig S. Eubanks says you should go as well.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, we know.
Craig, the question is, are you going? You can't vote him onto the island if you're not on the island yourself.
Very good point. Yeah, that's exactly the case.
So then when we get back from the fence cruise and the networking event from on the 8th in February, obviously coming up, what is the very next thing where we can see Mark and Mary? It looks like we can. Oh.
I don't have a flyer for it, do I?
That was all you. Yeah.
Oh,
so
no, I didn't.
That is going to be you, not just see you. So
it's see me, but learn from me
and
learn what not to do. Yeah. So I'll tell you all the stuff not to do, and Coyote will tell you how to do it right. Right? Like, don't listen to Brooks. This is actually how you're supposed to do it. No, but we're going to be at JC Gerd's facility in La Habra, California, on the 12th through the 14th, and this will be. Actually, this is going to be the first time that the Fence University, if you will, has had a guest installer as an instructor. Coyote is the recognized authority in Southern California for access control and automatic gates.
Great guy.
And if anybody has seen any of his videos and his quality of the work, they know that that's exactly what it is. He's a great guy. But he's going to be a guest instructor. And this is one of those things that we focused on, which is the people actually doing the work.
Yep.
Teaching the people actually doing the work. So excited for that. But we will also have Brian Dixon from BD Loops. This Brian is going to have to correct me if I'm wrong, but this is going to be one of the few times a year, I would imagine, maybe the only time of the year where he's actually going to cut. We're cutting 2 loops at the facility. We're going to cut at a minimum of 2 loops at the facility, and you're going to get your hands dirty. Actually, all of this stuff, you're going to get your hands dirty because Coyote and I are going to be telling you what to do. You're going to have to, the students are going to have to do it. So we're pretty excited. We've sold a couple of tickets and we got about 14 seats left. And
this is pretty unique. I mean, this is pretty unique. You don't see a lot of this happening. I mean, you see training events where you go out and somebody goes out and helps, somebody build a fence or somebody do something like that, or even install an operator on one of their projects. But this is actually a project that you've set up. Using obviously someone that's licensed down in California to make it happen.
That's correct.
And to do the training and stuff as well, that's familiar with the area and what you have to do to make sure it meets in the codes and things like that in the area. So this is pretty unique that you're going to have them actually out there doing the project, and you guys are almost going to be supervising in a way. You're going to be teaching them because we talked about that. You got to teach people to be a good helper before they can actually become a good installer. Otherwise, how are you going to train helpers in the long run too? So, and you're right, Brian. I don't think Brian goes out and actually does a lot of these on the project. So this is it's pretty unique to get him out there. So I'm assuming that he's going to be putting in a BD loop.
Yeah, we may just hand wrap a loop and then take it out and then put the BD loop in on one of them just so they can see how much longer it takes. So we're excited about that, but we're also going to use all of his tools, the corner tool, the actual roller tool that presses the loop in there, the loop wire in there, the preformed loop.
Pizza cutter?
The pizza cutter. Yep. That's what I call it. I don't know what he calls it, but it's a pizza cutter. And then we're going to use his sealant that's appropriate for that installation. So we're excited about it. But this class won't happen again for us in a long time. I mean, we don't have any plans to do anyone this year. So it's going to be a live fire exercise, which is the best for learning what you're supposed to do.
So they can register for this class by going to
the Fence University, and you just got to scroll down just a little bit and you'll see the flyer that you see on the screen. And right below that is the registration. Just remember, this is in California. This isn't not in our Las Vegas location. This is in California.
Okay.
We've got a very big outcry for, hey, we need something here too. So we're excited to be there.
So hopefully this, obviously one thing about FWA is we live and learn, and we throw a lot of stuff at the wall and hope it sticks. And what doesn't, we, try to modify and stuff. So we learned a lot through the last year about what was working, what wasn't working when it came to creating something different for people from all different levels, in fence companies and gate companies, that people that want to get into the industry. So we did that job fair not too long ago, trying to get people into the industry that are completely out of it. And that thing took off like crazy, which we loved. So that being said, there's that's an event's going to be going on in February, mid-February 14th to the 15th, you said?
12th through the 14th.
12th to the 14th.
12, 13, 14. So Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
And then Susan, we got another event going.
And you're going to be there.
I'm going down. Oh, it's Louis from Automatic too. We didn't mention him.
Oh yeah, Louis.
What is it? We're forgetting all the cool people. What is that,
old,
man? Huh?
Old, yeah.
Yeah.
He's going to be there. We're going to provide lunch for you every day, and then old school over here is going to be there. And not only is he going to talk about some of the
I don't know, my back is just
some of the practical, if he's not hungover from the cruise, but you'll be there and oversee some of the stuff that you actually think some of the fencers and stuff might like, and some tips and techniques that you've got from 50 years of experience.
Yeah, and we're really trying to figure out how, with your guys' guidance and all the information we get back and forth on these events, from getting more and more input. And so we definitely encourage the input and the comments. We want to figure out how we can connect the industry and, gate installers and automated gate people and fence people, and find a way to bridge that so people are more comfortable getting, installing gates. And kind of once you do one or two, you're off, man. You're hooked. You'll be hooked on it. So Sean King, what's up, Sean?
I see why he didn't answer our message tonight. Why he's not here?
He would be on here. Fort Worth Stockyard. I know. We should. He knows how to log in. You should probably get him to come on. Then it looks like he's got. He's always on the road. He's probably driving halfway through somewhere. When he says Texas, he's probably on the road. What's up, man? Tell Heather I said hi. Hopefully she's with you. But so we got that going on, and then you've got another event coming up in Las Vegas after that. And a lot of the stuff is going to be happening. This won't be as in the field. Won't be doing one like out there, but level one, and we're going to be introducing a lot more stuff this year. Level one quick start class. This will be going on quarterly. Susan will probably be releasing the dates. Again, you can go online, register for this one as well at fenceuniversity.com. So, and it's going to be probably getting a little bit more hands-on even than we were in the past. We're going to go over components. Kind of breaking down, but going back to yours, Automatic's going to be the operator going in, right?
It will be, and it will be the only gate operator that will be going over at that time.
Okay, Automatic. Is it SL100?
No, it's SL90. The new SL90 with the new DC Pro board that has the 7-day timer, partial open, all that good stuff. Already 50 transactions, logging, all that good stuff.
Yeah. So, so that's good. So we love Automatic too. Of course, we love all the manufacturers, but we Automatic sent us some operators for training and stuff. So we utilize the ones that people send us for training. So if you're a manufacturer, contact Susan. Tell them you want to get involved in the Fence University. We love the support from the manufacturers. So level one, we'll be going over quick components, and same thing you'll be going over there as well. And then that'll be going the chains. And most of these operators now come with photo eyes. Have you seen any that don't come with any kind of safety devices now?
Well, I think quite a few of the top manufacturers do, but they don't necessarily come with them complete. So some of them may have an edge that don't come with the wireless edge kit. But for the most part, yeah, all of them are having. I like these 2 photo eyes. I mean, I really, really like them. They're on the photo eye number 2. So yeah, most manufacturers will have 2 photo eyes or an edge and a photo eye.
Yep, and they come with like 20 feet of chain, things like this. So but then you'll be going over how to probably add extra chain and stuff. Everywhere will be going.
That's one thing I like about LiftMasters. LiftMaster sends more chain than what you need, and they send 3 master links, which is kind of cool. I know it's more expensive to do that, but they send more chain than most manufacturers, and they send you 3 master links. So, and it's still black chain, which is my favorite.
Yeah, well, LiftMaster's been doing it a while, so they got some of that figured out.
Old school, yeah.
Yeah, I agree. They send 25 feet of chain, right?
It might even
Something
be
like
30.
That. Really?
That's nice. It's rare that I actually have to add anything on.
Yeah, and there's never enough master links. You're always looking for master links, isn't it? I don't know what it is.
That's why you gotta have those readers on you at all times. You're looking for those little small parts. But yeah, so we're going over components. This is a new revised thing that I haven't seen, so I'm pretty excited.
Yeah, so this is gonna be, and this is just kind of basically some of the stuff we're going to be going over these classes. Anything we do with FWA and the Finch University, if we're teaching about gate operators, we want to teach you about gate operators and actually, what it takes to put one in. So we're going to be going over saw cutting, and sometimes people are going to sub it out. It doesn't mean, I'm a firm believer, don't hire anybody to do anything you don't know how to do yourself. So it doesn't mean you still should know how to do it.
I like that. That's a good, very good philosophy.
And so even if you're going to sub everything out, I think you should still do a few loops and learn how to do it, just so you understand what someone else is doing, so someone's not blowing smoke over your eyes. So we're going to go over, obviously, wiring in loops.
Did you just do 2 combinations, smoke over your eyes? Like pull the wool over your eyes and blow smoke up your butt? I like that.
I just made it
comboed it up.
I made it a little bit more politically correct. I didn't mention the butt.
But thanks sorry.
Thanks for making it so we can't go PG on that. Yeah. But anyway, so we'll be going over loops, layout, design, things like that. Concrete, and then this is where I think that it gets missed a lot. It gets missed a lot on training. It's a lot of you can't teach this in books. It's a lot of people saying do it this way, do it that way. There's Sean. What's up, man?
What's happening?
We're going over some of the training. We're gonna be coming up on your event too here soon. What's up, Heather? What are you guys doing? You guys are down in Texas?
Yeah, we thought we'd bring the winter storm warning down here and then take it back home with us on Saturday. It's great.
As soon as you hear winter storm coming, you guys just hit the road.
It followed us down here. We got inches of snow tomorrow in Fort.
Oh, that's awesome.
And ice.
Nice.
Oh, that's awesome.
Glad I'm not there.
True story.
Man, I love the snow. You can't get enough snow to make me happy. So we're just kind of going over the quick start classes and level 1 that we're releasing out there. So I know you're aware of some of this, but we're just kind of introducing it to people. So this will be the one coming up in March, beginning of March 3rd. But we're going to be also getting into some of the radio controls and keypads, card readers, the basic stuff. This is, again, level 1 is not the one where you're going to come and learn about long range card readers and proximity stuff and getting into biometric scanners and as much diagnosis and diagnosing things and issues and problems. It's going to be when you leave, you're going to know how to hook up a radio control.
What level is that? Like level 15 by the time you get to bio scanners?
I call that level Brooks.
I mean,
it's
level Brooks.
So and that's when you get into level 2, obviously getting into the access controls. And I think she just bounced ahead to that. So that's where it is. Level 2 is going to get into more of the access controls, where you see the computer programming and also more. And you see the meters in the back there, things like that. The meters will get a little bit more advanced, where you're going to learn a lot more about ohms. And what do you teach on the meters? That different than what I would teach.
I know how to turn it on.
I teach continuity and AC DC, and it better be a meter that switches automatically from AC DC. So that's what I teach.
So that is a key feature. Most manufacturers call it auto volts, which means that you lose a little bit of resolution, but meaning how many digits past the decimal point, but you automatically will switch to AC to DC, and you have to have a meter that has that. But we talk about low impedance, which you can get tricked all the time, especially if you do new construction, where you have an energized line next to a de-energized line. And anytime a circuit's energized, it creates a magnetic field, and it can trick your meter. So we talk about that. We talk about a little bit more advanced stuff like time domain reflectometers. And this is something that all of us need, include anybody that's digging. Somebody needs this device. So anytime that you hit a wire or somebody hits a wire. There was something on one of the gate forums earlier today, like, hey, I keep having a breaker trip at my customer's house, and I've had an electrician look at it, and they say all their power is fine. But this device, for less than a couple $100, will tell you how far that break is. So all you have to do is pull out your wheel, just like you're measuring a chain link, and it says 200 feet. You go to 200 feet, and then you see a big hole in the ground where.
Are you telling me that a multimeter can do that?
Sean, what do you mean? We were just talking about how the low impedance affects the magnetic fields. Remember the other day? Remember? Yeah, you know what I mean, huh?
Michael, you lost us at like.
We were rewiring that flux capacitor over at your in your house. Remember that?
When he said flux capacitor, that was it.
Was I that boring? Just in freaking 60 seconds?
That freaking geeked out on this stuff. I just don't. Yeah, that's great. We need people like you because
the important part is it's not that complicated. It's just two connectors you put on the wire, really, and you make sure that it's not hot.
I've tried using it. I bought one of those detectors to locate line locators. Oh man, I cannot.
Yeah, and there's so I mean. And he's got all this equipment here, and it is a level 2. I mean, it's incredible. But I think I think once you start doing access controls and gate operators, and hopefully we can get fence people doing this, because I keep seeing people are doing snow plowing, they're doing all kinds of other stuff. They're doing anything they have to do to survive in between doing fencing, right? And there's nothing wrong with that. But imagine if you had a bunch of apartment complexes and a bunch of communities that had, automatic gates and things like that. You're doing service calls. When a gate goes down, wintertime, summertime, it don't matter. They need it fixed.
And it's probably one of the best ways that fence companies can have a recurring monthly revenue.
Yep.
I mean, what recurring monthly revenue other than like stain can you guys do?
Right.
Well, even that's not. Yeah, it's hard to do monthly.
And gate operators, you could sign people up for scheduled service all day long, and just go out there every 3 months. You get 4 or 5 of those in a month. You now have a predictable week as far as your payroll goes.
Yeah. So hopefully we can, get more people interested in all this, right? And do it. And the classes were, people were really excited on it, and we get a lot of people reaching out wondering when the next one. So we are doing that quarterly now. Plus, we're going to be sneaking in some other events that are going to be happening, and and obviously we've been talking, Sean and I, how we're going to get some of that around the country a little bit more, and piggybacking off other events and things that are happening.
We haven't released the academy schedule yet, but it's deep. Like it's crazy how many events are on the academy schedule. Just waiting for release it, but there's time. I think I counted 43 events on there.
And Al's asking, we're definitely bringing it to the East Coast. I think you're going to see the exact same class and courseware that we're doing out here is going to be happening in the East Coast. We need almost a fixed location in a way to do it in the way that we're doing. So that's the details we're kind of working out on the East Coast. Yeah. So great question.
So what do we have going on after the level 1 training? And that's in March.
Breakdance training.
That's Las Vegas. Then we got March. We got something else cool going on out there. So it's a no miss event right here. What is this, Sean?
Oh yeah, okay, that's a big event. The Academy Retreat. Shit, heck yeah. Sorry, my
Sean's like, I don't know what else is happening in March.
I don't know. There's a lot in March. Okay, so we're gonna be back in Fort Worth in March, and then drive from Fort Worth straight up, and maybe Dallas. I don't know, straight on up to the retreat.
That's your 5th year. Am I reading this correctly?
5th year. And I think we're down to like 6 rooms left right now. It's insane.
That's amazing.
In the past. And we're adding content. Like we had a meeting this week about the schedule, and we squeezed in more activities. My team's like, no, there's no more time. No, there's always more time.
It's always time.
You don't need no rooms. I've been to your house, man. You'll have people in tents and you know what I mean? 5 rooms left. That don't mean nothing to you, man. There'll be in the fence industry.
On the floor. We got everywhere. We got people on futons and I don't know what are those, Murphy beds. Yeah, there's a couple of those in the house. We're like, like a Murphy bed. But, we're excited. It's definitely going to be a different level than it was last year. Last year was incredible, man. I tell you what. But what we got planned for this year makes that look like child's play, right? Yeah. So it's going to be intense, and that is coming up. It's going to be before you know it. Before then, we got fence crews before that. You probably already talked about that, right? So
fence crews.
There's so much going on.
It's going to be fun. It's going to be a fun year, and I just imagine. And then we've got right after that, Susan. But first off, how do they register for that? I always tell people go to.
It's really easy. We have a website called Mr. Fence Academy Retreat.com. I couldn't make it easy. Mr. Fence Academy Retreat.com. It's there. Like it says its own. The event is so big; it has its own website, its own page, everything. It's just.
I heard they gave it a zip code. Is that true?
It's like an entity all on its own.
It has its own zip code. I heard. Yeah.
And we love seeing the people coming back, and we got a lot of new faces coming, so that's great as well. Excited people, and I'll tell you this: there's a lot of buzz right now. People talking about the fence matrix that isn't released. It was released to Academy members tonight. We had a 2-hour call. Everyone's now at home right now crunching numbers. If you come to the retreat, that's a way to get the copy of the fence matrix. You either got to be in the academy or come to the retreat, and you get the fence matrix. So people are blowing me up, wanting to get their hands on it. There's your easy button. Go to the retreat. Go to the retreat. Yeah, Billy Grove's going to be there.
I do a lot of business consulting, and it takes me. I do it normally, over a quick phone call. So you take your. What are you laughing already for?
I love it.
What was that?
I was trying to play it straight.
Tell me how the fence matrix works. Let me hear it.
You take. So here's you take all your bills, your expenses, figure out what it costs for you to stay in business, and that month, and then you sell enough fence to cover that, and then you start making money. So I don't know. That was it, right?
And then
figure out what it is. You figure out what your rent and all that stuff is, and then you make it. And you sell enough fence to cover that, and then you start making money.
That's just that easy.
I think I just broke I created a new matrix. Is that what it is? Where's my Excel?
Susan's crying over there. Like
that's the Brian matrix.
This is what I deal with every day. He's like, we just have to work more and figure out our expenses, and then cover them, and then we make money.
And then we
follow me on TikTok.
Follow me on TikTok.
Brian Frederickson Academy.
For more Brian too.
Brian Frederickson, influencer.
You can't go wrong. Man.
Yes, you can. I'm just disclaimer. Oh, yes, you can with that plan.
Love it. But yes, that's happening in March. We also have the event that gonna be in Fort Worth. In is that February, March, April?
March 1st.
Oh my gosh, I have a hard time keeping track of all these events. Let me get the dates for you here in a moment while she figures that out.
Well, let y'all figure that out. I'm going to talk about CMM's open house in April. It's the 11th and 12th. You're going to be able to walk through their entire facility. And which manufacturers are they working with? Is it Homeland?
Homeland. Yep. We'll be there. And then that one there will be up north, and there's a ball game we're going to. Yep.
Afterwards, they got an entire suite for everybody. I know we'll be there as well. If you just scan that QR code right there, or even email office@cmmbuild.com, because I know Brian's paranoid about QR codes.
I don't trust.
Yeah, I don't understand the deal with the QR codes.
I told you that. I said this years
tell me,
ago.
But it hasn't sunk in yet. Like
they're doing it now. I just saw something on the news. They're putting these little stickers up over the parking meters, and people, over the other QR codes, and people are scanning them and putting in their credit card info. You wouldn't go to a website that you don't. We were taught a long time ago. Don't go to websites.
That would just ruin this for everybody.
Don't click on a link and don't go to a website.
QR codes on everything, and Brian's like,
but you have no idea where that's going.
It's right.
But you have no idea where it's going. So you wouldn't go to a website you don't know. So anyway, don't get me started on that. It seems craziness to me. So I knew that was going to go. You watch. Give it 5 years. There'll be no more QR codes.
So in Fort Worth, in March 6th and 7th, we're going to be in Anchor B and Max Supply here in Fort Worth doing a training, 2-day no-day training, and then we're driving straight to the retreat. So literally. Thursday, Friday, and then the retreat. We got to be there first of the week, so we're driving straight up there from here. So that's what we're down here. We're going to meet with Homeland again, Anchor B, and Max Supply. So
great companies.
Yes, that's awesome, right? And so they're going to be. It's all kinds of stuff. We're going to be doing vinyl, wood, aluminum, decks, gate operator, like a 2-hour what not to do.
And we should try to. Yeah, we'll try to get down there for that one too. I think
we're a little short. It's a little short. It's not even a level 1. We're talking level 0.25.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to be
Who's
there.
running it? Who's doing the gate operator portion?
Maybe we'll turn that. If everybody shows enough interest, we'll turn that into a bigger, kind of like a short version of the quick start. or something. We'll see what we can do on that. So
let's do it.
But yeah,
we'll call it the quick start.
The super fast start.
Yeah.
We'll be talking about how to read a multimeter.
Yeah. And the meter I use. There's one button. It's an on button.
I believe we can do it
now. Going back to this time domain reflectometer I was telling you about.
Yeah.
Well, clearly the thermodynamics behind what I'm saying is not accurate.
That's way off. Way off.
I'm just not smart enough to even talk to you guys.
This is what I do in the background, y'all. When this starts happening.
I know. So what do we got?
Next.
So I know, Susan. So you had a question to ask. Someone else was asking. So someone was asking, Brian. So you don't want to be the president of FWA anymore? Is that right?
Oh. Yeah, I saw that. I woke up, had a missed call from you, and 10,000 social media posts, and you're like, I tried to call you.
I think he just woke up.
I know. See what happens when you're gone.
I really thought it's going to go away. Oh, that's going to blow over.
so
apparently not.
Because I did get a lot of messages, and then you obviously. So I said, "Hey, is Brian passing the hat?" You know what I mean? Over on there, and it's been a good 4 years since we started FWA, and it's been a long road. So not necessarily is this something I don't want to be the president anymore. I just think it's time to start talking to the members and asking them if we want to start a process of having an election. Not necessarily saying that we're going to do an election pretty soon. It's. You got to be committed to it, and doing this it's a lot of work, and it's more than just the way we have it set up right now. It's not really a figurehead position, like a lot of times it is. On associations, you've got board members and got a staff that's doing some of the work, and then it's a figurehead position once you get into this. But on this, Sean and I were actually, and then obviously Susan, you work for the association.
Susan does all of it. Really.
She's the workhorse behind it all, but our positions aren't just figurehead positions. It's a lot of work what we're doing as well, because we're actually guiding it in the direction we want it to go. So that being said, we do want to we're going to be setting up more of the board members and getting that stuff dialed in this year. So at the Fence Show in Las Vegas, so Billy Grove, thanks man. But at the Fence Show in Las Vegas, we are going to, if you show up to the show, we're going to be doing a vote to see about getting enough members to say they'd like to see a process established for doing a switch over and having a nominations.
If they vote, that means they're putting their hat in the ring.
Well, they can vote and say, hey, that's what we'd like.
We're also requiring that you be an FWA member. You have to have some skin in the game to have an opinion on the topic. It doesn't take much to sign up to become an FWA member. JoinFWA.com can be done right now. But we will have people on site to help you do that as well. But yeah, we want to make sure that we are the association of its members and that we're adhering to what our members want and need, and that, we're bringing in different insight from different directions.
Yeah. So
hey, we forgot Billy's training.
Yeah. So I know there's going to be a lot of support for me to continue on, and probably some people that don't, want to, but at the same time, for the most part, except for Brooks, everybody else wants me to stay president of FWA.
I know I definitely want you to stay. I don't have to deal with any of that.
So, but it's not something that's going to be, immediate and stuff like that. So we are going to, if you're interested in having a voice on that, we're going to be doing a member meeting at the show. And in Las Vegas, October, Susan will kind of put out whether it's the 1st or the 3rd. It'll be one of those dates. But at the show, you've got your 2-day course going on as
Overdrive.
well.
Yep.
Overdrive.
There was a good conversation about that the other day on one of the Facebook groups. A lot of people asking, is it really worth it? I just stood back and sat and watch the comments and the plethora of people are you insane? Absolutely, blah, 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 blah. So it's amazing that we didn't have to say nothing. And the droves of people were like, no, all the education's fantastic. Just go get there, put yourself there. Don't try to calculate down to the penny. Is this worth everything I'm paying? Look, it's worth what you put into it. So go get rid of the distractions, pay attention, whether it's our class or any of the FWA classes or all of them. You're going to take away information that will be beneficial to you, period. I mean, I don't know if anyone that's ever attended any class anywhere like, well, that was a waste of my time.
Right.
You're taking away something. If nothing else, you're at least thinking through the process of how to make it better for you, even if you're not using exactly whoever the speaker's speaking, where they're talking about. You may not use exactly, but it might trigger something like, okay. And it works. gets you focusing on your business. So
yep. And networking, you get networking out of it or something like
Absolutely.
that. So we're going to be adding a shorter version of the quick start as well to that going on in that Monday, Tuesday and stuff as well. And then they can actually add that when they're getting their pass. They can add your class.
Yes.
I say yours, obviously it's all of the whole
It's university
class.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can add that while you're registering for the show. You can click on and add the overdrive class. It's at a discounted rate right now if you get it with your pass to the show. So again, even more reasons to come to Las Vegas in October, get involved in the association, and also some education and things like that. So we're super excited about that. Yeah, CMM Open event. We'll see you at that, and then cool. Oh man, I think we went over a lot of stuff. And you got anything new going on, Sean?
So Billy's got a training the 15th of this month, like next week.
Oh, he does.
Yeah, so I forgot about it. So he's already got, I don't know, 6 or 7 people signed up for it. It's going to be a 3-day training, vinyl, wood, aluminum in Florida, Pace, Florida. So Billy Grove is running that training. He put the dates in there. Where was that? It's in the comment there.
Susan.
The 15th to the 17th. First of all, my name will not be on a ballot. It will be Nade.
Susan's in charge anyways, you know what I mean? Like
basically
the president
without having to do all the live videos.
She's running the whole show, make no mistake.
Uncle John is going to be at the training. If you don't know who that is, Uncle John's coming to the Mr. Fence Academy training. Look this guy up. Massive followers. He's learning how to build fence Mr. Fence Academy way and going to share it with all of his people and his following. So I'm working on getting him out to the fence show as well. Uncle John in our booth.
Cool.
So.
And Billy, send us over Sean, somebody send us over the info if we haven't posted on it, and we'll get that. So shout outs for that since that's coming up as well. Elijah, man, we're looking forward to having you there. We're going to get the microphone ready for you if you haven't heard Elijah sing yet.
Yes.
Yes.
We should.
Oh, no, man. I'm big.
Very
Badass.
Very good.
Also, into the fence sign competition. Get your fence signs ready. Fence signs ready.
Work on it.
Your fence signs.
The competition's stacked. So right now, you better get with JC Gurry and say, I want to make the best fence sign and challenge them to outdo what they've already done.
That's true. Good point.
I mean,
excellent point. You've got time now to redesign your sign and get a better one, right?
Let's make JC Gurry so busy making signs that they just head spinning. They're like, all this new work. Everybody needs brand new signs. Start from scratch. JC Gurry just got really big. Need a much bigger location. They got to move to LA anyways. It's catching on fire. I see.
Yeah. Does it have to be a fence company? Can it be a gate company?
It could be a gate company. Send it.
That could be access control. Yeah,
a security company, as long as you're attending the show and you adhere to their rules.
Yeah, for sure. Let's go. Yeah. We got World of Concrete we're going to. I don't think you're going to be out for that, Sean. We got the whole High Point companies coming in, High Point fence companies coming in for that. We're going to be walking the World of Concrete, and then we're actually doing I always go to the National Home Builders Show at the end of February too. So if you haven't seen that is really cool. I've
been there once, and the concrete ones, those are massive shows. Like
you couldn't see it all. You couldn't. I mean, you couldn't. Even if you walked around the whole time, if you stopped, I did the math. If you stopped and talked more than 3 minutes or something, 3 or 4 minutes at each booth, that's what you'd have to talk less than 3 minutes at each booth or something in order to see the whole thing. So that means
use the hovercraft like I used last time.
Yeah. 1 10-minute conversation and you just miss every 10-minute conversation you miss 3 booths you won't see. It's that crazy. You know? Yeah, so lots of exciting stuff. Anyway, thank you guys for coming. You got anything to add, Brooks?
No. One thing that we did forget to mention was that this is the first year that Finch University is able to do private classes as well too.
Oh, that's right.
So we've got 2 scheduled. We've got a one-on-one class that somebody has for 2 days. They basically kind of set up their own courseware, but there's up to about 3 people you can have for the classes before we start having to change some things around. And you get to basically tell me what the courseware is that you want, and we work around that. Yep. And it's just you. And we have a couple of guests come in as well too. So we're pretty excited about that. So if your schedule does not fit in our schedule, we will we'll make these private classes work for you here in Las Vegas. And we have talked about going to your location as well too. But the advantage of Las Vegas is we have everything already set up for you, and you'll get to have more in-depth training.
Yep, way better if you can get over here. And people are starting to use our classroom we set up too. I think Bins from that was at our show from Canada. They're coming down on the 15th with SAS. Southwest Automated Security is going to be in there for a day using our classroom and doing some training for Bins. So that'll be kind of cool. We'll bring you some videos on that stuff. Josh Glover, what's up, man?
He's a little late, Josh.
Did you see his post, Josh? Did you see his post where he's like, "Oh, if you send me a meme, just know that I'm going to reply." And I'm like, man, I go every meme I have on my phone came from Josh.
He's just sending them out like this.
Every one of them. It's like yeah, exactly. He's like, you want a meme? You want a meme? I got a meme for you. You want one? I got one for you. Every one of them. You get a meme. You get a meme.
Make it rain.
I just want to know, is it Glover or Glover?
Glover.
Okay.
Unless you're from Nevada.
Like Glover.
You're from Nevada, you can say it.
The 51st state.
Nevada. It's not Nevada, it's Nevada.
Yeah. So anyway, thank you guys for coming in. Great show. Great first of the year. I know I haven't been this excited. You got one more thing?
No, I was like waiting my by y'all. Okay. My hands like over here. So
I haven't been this excited about the beginning of the year in a long time, to be honest. In a long time. And Susan and I, everybody, you're amped. We're all amped. I think with 2024 was a weird year with all the different stuff going on, but 2025 is going to rock. Yeah. So all right, you guys have a good evening. Everybody go get some food. We'll talk to you.
Take your team.
See ya.